Welcome to Star Pencil. Today we will discuss about coordinate geometry. Very interesting chapter. You need to have address for everything and anything, right? So, for example, where you are staying, you may be staying at Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, or some Nellore in some place, right? So, if I ask you where to stay, what you'll say? I'm staying at Nellore. Okay. Then I'll ask one more question. Okay, where do you stay in Nellore? Okay, you will say the street address and house number, so on, so right. So for locating you, we need some reference. Okay. Again, you will say that my house is some 5 kilometers from the bus stand, 10 kilometers from the railway station. So to identify your location, we need some references. From there. You need to give some distance. Okay. So even in Google Maps, if you want to locate your location, right? So they need the coordinates they are calling. Okay. So that's why even the globe also they divide into a lot of longitude and latitude side with these lines, right? So with that they will locate the each and every point. Okay, let's see some examples. Okay, to understand better. Okay, for example, you want to place a window in a bedroom wall. Okay, let's take bedroom wall. Okay, let's say this is the wall. Okay. And this is the floor. Okay, so this is the floor. You want to place a window to this one. Okay, then you will approach a carpenter or the worker, right? So you will tell to him, right? So I want a window to this wall. Can you make it? Okay. Then what will ask you immediately? So what sizes you need for the windows? Okay, will ask. Okay, so he needs a window size. Let's take you need a window, and let's take this is the window actually which you need. So I'm just shading actually window to understand better. Okay, and you need the size of the window is height is 5 feet and width is 4 feet. Okay, you need this window to that wall. Okay, then you'll ask the immediate question. Okay, so where do I need to locate this window in this wall? Okay, so this object can be fixed anywhere in this wall, right? It will be bottom, top side, left side, right side. Okay, we may be fixing it any location in the wall. Okay, then you'll ask the another question. Okay, so where do I need to fix this window? Okay, for that you'll tell that from the left wall, let's take 6 meters from the left wall, and from the ground, let's take above 5 feet. Okay. So now you are given some location to that window, right? Okay. So he knows now the size of the window, that is 5 feet by 4 feet, and it need to be fixed 6 feet from the left of the wall and 5 feet above the ground. Okay. So now let us take the ground as the plane, like right this some reference datum. Okay, this is the reference datum. And another reference we are taking from the y-axis. Okay, so if you are defining any coordinates or anything, right, you need some kind of a reference. So for locating this object, you set the reference either ground or the wall, right? So when you are moving towards right, okay, you are increasing the x distance. So let's take this x distance starting from here. Okay. So starting this is 0 and it's keep increasing here, like right 1 feet, 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet and 6 feet. Okay, and exactly 6 feet away is telling from this here, right? And similarly in y side, if you see, it is a 1 feet, 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, like that. It's keep increasing, right? So let's say some corner points for the windows. This is A. This point is B, and this point is C, and this point is D. Okay, so now how do you look at this? Window has the corners of A, B, C, D. Okay, it's a rectangular. It has the A, B, C, D corners, and how it is located? It is located 6 feet away from the vertical y-axis and 4 feet away from the horizontal x-axis. Okay, So whichever we are moving vertically here up, okay, then you are moving the distance in the y. Whenever you are moving the distance left to right, okay, then you are increasing the distance of the x. So how do you say the coordinates of the a, b, and c, d now? Let's see. So let's look at the a. If you are saying to someone, how do you define the coordinates of a? A is, okay, A is 6 feet from y-axis or wall, right? Similarly, it is 5 feet from the x-axis or ground, right? Okay, 6 feet from the y-axis and 5 feet from the x-axis. Okay, so for denoting the address in the coordinate geometry, we will define first the x term, then the y term. Okay, so how much distance you need to move the x, how much need to distance y is there for this point. Okay, to locate this point, so what is the x distance? Is the 6 feet. This is the x distance because we are moving x side here, right? So what is how to locate x, y for the point A? Point A we locate, it's the 6 feet is the first one, that is the x, and y is moving here, right? So parallel to y, so it's moving by y distance, right? So that is 5 feet. So 6, 5 is the point A. So how do you locate the point B? So, okay, point B is here, okay? It is not here. The point B is here. For the point B, how much distance from the y-axis? It's the 6 feet, and again 4 feet is the width of the window, right? So totally 6 plus 4, 10 is the x, right? And how much is the y? Y is same, y is not changing, okay? So it's going parallel to the x means y is not changing. So the y distance is still remain, it is 5 feet, okay? So that is a B point. When you come to the C point, C point, again first we need to write the x, right? X is the 6 feet plus 4 feet, like it is a totally 10 feet, comma, and y is also increased now. Here C5 plus 5, totally 10, right? C is 10. How do you write the D point? X is 6 feet, and if you take y, that is sum of this 5 feet and this 5 feet, right? Y is 10. So this is where you locate the points, okay? So let's take some graph to understand better, okay? So let's take this graph, okay? So here I am defining, this is the x-axis, this is y-axis, okay? So in this axis, we defined the axis coordinates, okay? So yeah, like right, this is the ground, I have taken, this is a vertical wall, okay? Similarly, we have taken in 2-dimensional, okay? One is on x direction and another is a y direction, okay? So you can see my pen here, right? When it is moving towards right, okay, x is keep increasing, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Similarly, when we are moving towards left, okay, x is decreasing like -1, -2, -3, -4, that, okay? Similarly, when moving pen upside, the y is increasing. X is same and y is increasing like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Similarly, going down, y is decreasing, okay? If you want to locate the points, okay, in the graph, let's take few points. So how do you locate this point into the graph, okay? First, if you see the x coordinate is of +4 and +5, okay? So x is +4. So let's take the x is +4 here. And similarly, y is +5. Where is the 5? 5 is here. +4 and +5. So the point will be coming here. So this is the point is located like this, A, 4, 5, right? Okay. So similarly, where is the point B is located? It's a -4 and 3. X is -4 and y positively 3, right? So positively 3. This is located here. So this is the point B. This is -4, 3. Okay. So let's fix the C point. C point is +4 and -2. Okay. So it's a +4 and -2. -2 is the y is -2 here. So let's take this the point. Okay. C is +4 and -2. Okay. Now let's fix the D point. It is a -3 and -4. X is is minus 3 here and y is minus 4 here. So let's take this point here, okay. So this is the D point. What is the D point here? Minus 3, comma, minus 4, okay. So this is where we'll be identify the locations of the different points, okay. So if you want to give the address to the any point, okay, I just put one point here, okay. So here I just put one point here. So it has the address? Yes, it has the address. What is the address from the reference point like x and y? You need to draw parallel to the x like this and parallel to the y like this, okay. So this is the distance, y distance, and this is the distance is the x distance, okay. Then we can locate this point as x comma y, okay. First we will write the x distance, then we will write the y distance, okay. So now you are clear in the how to locate a point in the coordinate system, okay. This is called the coordinate system. Now we will see how to find the distance between the 2 points, okay. Let's take a coordinate system, okay. Let's take this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis actually, okay. So let's take 2 points. I'm just talking, what is this point? You know that this point is distance is only having the y distance, not having the any x distance, right? So we'll draw the point like, first is the x point, that is 0, and y is at 7, okay. Let's take another point on the x-axis, okay. For example, let me take this point. This point is x distance is here 5 and y is not having any distance, so it's 0 points, okay. If you want to find the distance between these 2 points, okay, so I'm just drawing the line straight point, okay. So this is the distance between the 2 points, okay. So now the question is, how do you find this distance, okay. Let's take this is the point A and this is the point B, okay, and this origin we are taking as a O, okay. So now if you are seeing here, when the points are lying on the x-axis and y-axis, right, one of the coordinate became the 0, right, here become y0 and here become the x0, okay. If you take the triangle that is AOB, you take this AOB triangle, what we can write from the Pythagoras theorem? You can write the AB square is equal to, so that is a distance between the 2 points equal to A is the point here, right? AO square plus OB square, right? Okay, we can write it like this. This way you can find out the distance between the point A and point B, okay. So how do we can write AO means, write AO. So this is between the A and O. What is the distance here? This is the 7, right? This is very distance only, right? Does not have the distance. So it is 7 square plus OB square means OB means. So it is the 5 only having the x distance, right? This is the distance 5, right? Yeah. So here is the distance 7 between here, okay? So this is the 5 square, okay? So now 49 plus 25, okay? So what is the AB square root of? What is the 49 plus 25? Square root of 74 is the distance between the point A and point B. Now we found the distance between the 2 points when they are there in the x-axis or y-axis. Okay, one point on the y-axis, one point on the b-axis. Okay, how do you find when they are not on the coordinates? Okay, let's see a derivative formula to find the distance between the 2 points. Let's take 2 points, okay, anywhere in the graph, like, right? So I'm just taking one point here. There is a point P. I'm taking this point as x1 and y1. Okay, I'm taking another point here, point Q, x2 and y2. Okay. Now I want to find the distance between these 2 points. Okay. If I put a red line here, okay, this is the distance between these 2 points. Okay. Now I want to find this distance. Okay. PQ I want to find. Okay. So we'll draw some lines for the references to understand better. Okay. Let's draw. Okay. Joining P perpendicular to the y-axis. Okay. So what is this distance? What is this distance? This distance is x1, right? So I took the point x1 and y1 and x2 and y2, right? So this is the point, means this is the x distance is x1. And what is this distance? What is this distance when you draw vertically here? What is this distance? This distance should be y1, right? You understand, right? So this is x1 and this is y1. What about this point? Okay, let's draw with another color. Okay. Parallel to the x-axis, I am drawing a line, okay? And it's touching to the y-axis, okay? What is this distance? This distance is x2, right? Okay, similarly, I am drawing another line vertically. So, what is this distance? This distance is y2. Now, we have to find the distance between the PQ, okay? PQ, we need to find the distance, okay? So, let's form some triangles, okay? Let's form triangles and mark some points on the graph, okay? Let's draw some kind of extra lines on the graph. Okay, let's take these extra lines and mark the points. So, PQ written. So, this one will take the origin O, this point here. And let's take this A, B, C, D, okay? And what else missed? Here it's missed. So, E, okay? So, now we have to find the distance between the P and Q, right? So, how do you find this distance between the PQ? If you take this triangle, like a PEQ, okay? If you take the triangle PEQ, okay? So, it forms the right angle at 90 degrees, right? E, right? So, this is the right angle, right? So, what do you do for Pythagoras theorem? You use PQ square is equal to PE square plus EQ square, right? Okay. So, now we need to find the distance PQ. So, now we have the PQ square is equal to PE square plus EQ square. Okay. So, now how do you find this PE distance? Okay. We know total distance from the C to E, right? C to E is how much? That is equal to D to Q. That is equal to X2, right? So, now how do we write here PE, right? Let's take the PE. PE is equal to this point from here to here, okay? That is the total distance, okay? From C to E. C to E, total distance C to E. This is the total distance C to E. If you subtract C to P, then you will get the P to E, right? So, here I will put the C to E minus C to P, right? So, no questions right here. So, you understand clearly here, right? Then, what is about CE here? CE is equal to DQ. It is the same, right? So, CE is equal to, again, right? DQ minus CP. Okay. What is DQ here? D into this. What is DQ here? PQ is X2. Okay. X2 minus what is CP here? CP is the X1. Okay. Okay. Similarly, let's find the what is the EQ here. Okay. So, if you write the EQ here, EQ, right? So, what is the total distance here? BQ minus total distance BQ minus BE, right? So, if you subtract the BE, so it's a BE. Okay. So, what is the BQ? BQ is equal to OD, right? Or else I have mentioned directly here B Q is y2 distance, right? So let's keep the BQ itself. Okay. BQ. What about BE? B and E. So BE is equal to AP, right? AP right here. So it's AP. Okay. What is about BQ? We have written this is the distance y2, right? Distance y2 is drawn in the blue line, right? From this point to down, right? So this is the distance y2 minus AP means y1. Okay, if you substitute in this equation, PQ square is equal to x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 all square. Okay, so what about the PQ then? It will become square root. Okay, this square root, that is x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Okay, so this is the distance between the 2 points. So the distance between the 2 points PQ is equal to, we need to make the difference between the x coordinates like x2 minus x1 and make them square, plus we need to make the difference between the y coordinates like y2 minus y1 and make this square, and we need to find the total square root for that. Okay, now we'll discuss about section formula. So let's take this is x-axis and this y-axis. So origin of this axis is 0, 0. Okay, points here. Let's take point, this is point A, that is x1 comma y1. Okay, let's take another point here. Okay, that's point B, that is x2 y2. Okay. So let's join these 2 points. So now let's take one point along with the line. Okay, and this point is, let's take x comma y. Okay, so this point is dividing this AB length in the ratio of m1 and m2. Okay, so now I need to find the x and y coordinates in the values of x1, x2, y1, y2, m1, m2. Okay, need to find any point xy such a way it divides the line AB in the ratio of m1 and m2. Okay, it's clear, right? So how do you find this point xy? So these xy points are called the section formula. Okay, which are the expressions we get to get this xy points, right? That's what we are calling section formula. Okay, now we will derive these expressions. Okay, let's see how do we derive it. I am writing the lines in the yellow color. Let's draw a few lines. Okay, let's mark all the joining points. Okay, so this is, so let's mark all these points. Okay, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Okay, let's mark all the points. Now let's see, what is this distance from here to here? Because it is a B coordinate, so the x distance is x2, so this distance is x2, clear, right? Similarly, this distance is y2. Okay, that is full height is y2, right? Okay. Similarly, for the point A, this distance is x1 and this distance is y1, right? Okay. Now I will take two similar triangles here. Triangle A, E, P. Okay, P is the point where it is dividing this line. Okay, triangle A, E, P. Okay, so this triangle and the triangle B, P, C. If you see, these two are similar triangles. Why similar triangles? Three angles are the same, right? So that the ratios of their edges are the same. What are the ratios here? So let me write the ratios from these two triangles. One is AP by BP, okay, is equal to AE by PC equal to PE by BC, right? So understand from the similar triangles, edge ratios are the same, right? That's the reason I have taken here AP by PV, AE by PC, PE by BC, right? So what ratios is given? So AP by PB, the ratios are given. So it is dividing the line, the ratio of M1 by M2. So it's clearly M1 by M2, right? So what is AE? Let's find the AE. So AE is this, okay? So this is the point P, right? So for the point P, we have taken as x comma y, right? So that's what we need to find, right? This x comma y need to find. So what does it mean? So this point having the x distance from the y axis and y distance from the x axis, right? So what is this distance then from here to here? Okay, this is x, distance is x, right? So this is the distance x. Similarly, what is this distance? Let me draw you another line. So from here to here. Okay, what is this distance? Y, right? Okay, so now you have to find the distance A and E, right? How do you find the A and E distance? We know the full distance, like from here to here is the x, and from here to here is the distance is x1, right? So how do you get the A distance? It is like x minus x1, right? It's clear? So the point from here to here is x distance and here to here is x1. So x minus x1 will give the distance from the A to E, right? That's the reason A to E is x minus x1 divided by PC. So let's take this is the point P. This is the C, okay? So this distance we need to write, okay? So for the distance to get this one, okay? From the full distance from here to here, what is the distance here? Full distance is the x2, okay? So this is x2, and what we need to subtract? We need to subtract g, okay? Then we will get this distance, right? Okay? So what is from here to here is the x2, and here to here is x, right? You got the right point. So it should be x2 minus x. What is the PE? P is this point and E is this point, okay? PE is this one. How do you get this PE? From here to here is the distance y, right? Because this is the y point. And here to here is the is equal to here, right? So that is the y1, okay? So that will write as y minus y1, okay? Divided by BC. What is the BC? BC. This is the distance. Okay, total distance here to here is y2, and here to here is y, because this is almost equal to same of this, right? So this will become like y2 minus y. Okay, take first two equal terms in this equation. Okay, that is m1 by m2 equal to x minus x1 by x2 minus x. What we need to find here? We need to find the x, right? Our goal to find the point x and y. That's what we are calling section formula, right? So what you do here to simplify this, let's take cross multiplication. Then we say m1 will multiply this equal to m2 will multiply to the s, right? So m1 into x2 minus x equal to m2 into x minus x1. Okay, let's multiply. Okay, so m1 x2 minus m1x equal to m2x minus m2 x1. Okay, this is m1 x2. If you bring m2 x1 from this side, m2 x1, we send it to other side, that will be m1x plus m2, right? Okay, let's take common here x. Okay, then we will get the m1 plus m2. Okay, then how do we get the x here? X is equal to this divided by m1 plus m2. That is m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2. Okay, this is the x coordinate. Similarly, if you are equaling to the m1 by m2 equal to y1 minus y minus y1 by y2 minus y, you will get it. Similar expression like y is equal to m1 y2 plus m2 y1 divided by m1 plus m2. Okay, so now we got the coordinates x and y. That's the P point. Okay, if you have any doubts or any questions in this video, you write in the comment section. Okay, and also if you want me to solve any of the problem, or you have any doubts on any of the problem, let's write in the comment section. Okay, I will create another video to solve those problems. Okay, thank you for the classes. Please like and share with your friends. Thank you.